Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Kara Blattman-Rock. I'm the founder of doTERRA in Israel and now currently living in New Mexico. And we're going to get back to having these Wellness Tuesdays and chats about wellness with essential oils and plant-based medicine. And joining me is Chana Frazin, one of my dear friends and colleagues in Israel. And she's an aromatherapist and the founder of the oil for me. So she makes beautiful products using essential oils and plants.
Thank you.
And today's topic is winter wellness, because in New Mexico and also in Israel, the weather's changing, like it's cold now. And you can just see that the kids are starting to get runny noses and coughs. And we're going to just talk about what we use with the essential oils and why to keep your immunity up and keep you cellularly strong. And so I'm going to bring in a little bit of Ayurveda and the essential oils, and Chana and I are going to kind of tag team and go back and forth between the information. So Chana, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
I did some great Melissa research. So now Melissa's, like way up on my list.
Oh, good. I'm excited to use Melissa. I got it out and I had to dust it off.
Right.
First thing first is just a little 101 on essential oils is that essential oils are all plant-based and they come from different parts of the plant. They're the leaves, the stem, the flower, the roots even, and depending on the oil is where it comes from. Lavender's from the flower, for example, peppermint's from the leaf, vetiver is from the root. And there's two different ways to extract the essential oil from the plant, and it's cold pressed, but that's usually like fruits that produce an essential oil, like lemon and oranges. They cold press it like grapes, and making olive oil, they make essential oils a similar way. And then the majority of essential oils are made from steam distilled. So it's a steam distillation process that uses the plant material and extracts the essential oil from the plant and then creates the bottle of essential oils that we know. So in Ayurveda, which is my background, Ayurvedic medicine and yoga, and then my main plant remedies are essential oils. It's pretty much exclusively what I use. In Ayurveda, we call the essential oil the prana, or the life force of the plant. And so in aromatherapy and in the essential oil world, that's how we're looking at essential oils. It's the live essence of the plant. And our bodies are made similar to plants. We have a similar physiological makeup as other living organisms in the world. And so plants use their essential oils that they make to protect themselves from invading organisms, viruses, bacteria, just keep their immunity and their health up so they can continue to thrive and produce themselves in the world. Our physiological makeup can use essential oils in the same way. So really producing health from the inside, helping our cellular makeup to produce healthy and be stronger and to create the immunity and the defense systems that we naturally have, just make them stronger so we can thrive and create and benefit ourselves in the world. Anything you want to add to that, Ms. Chana Frazin?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love being like a plant.
I was feeling on during that time. So I just want to mention about disease this is one of my favorite books that I mention almost every time is Ayurveda and Aromatherapy, because Ayurveda is my background, but a lot of times it's talking about dried herbs and dried plants is the main plant remedy. And so I love this woman because she is like me. She does a lot with essential oils as her remedies. And so just a little, we are going to go into winter wellness and illnesses that come up during the winter. And so the definition of immunity in Ayurveda is the ancient Vedic word for immunity means forgiveness, which is really interesting. It's forgiveness of disease. And from this concept, it's starting to rid negative thoughts and negative lifestyle habits out of your life to help prevent or balance out disease. So disease is therefore, if you have an illness or a disease, in Ayurveda, it's a message. It's a message from your body saying you need to make a change, and a change needs to occur because there's a misalignment going on right now. So from that point of view, I want to look at go into teaching about these oils and how they can help you strong and in alignment. So one last thing about essential oils is that not all essential oils are created equally. So doTERRA has what's called certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. They've kind of changed that terminology just a little bit. Hana,
Certified pure tested grade.
Tested grade. Okay, great. Certified pure tested grade essential oils, which is great. It's still CPTG is the acronym you'll hear. And tested just means that we're using organic, pure, potent materials to create the essential oils, and then they're tested to prove that their therapeutic qualities are high, their potency is high, and that they're going to do what science and we are teaching here today.
Right. Because why they work, because they have the chemical components inside. So everyone, all the cheaper oils that are adulterated, they can smell like lavender or rosemary or tea tree. But if they don't have the chemical makeup, they don't do what we're talking about here. So when someone says, well, I can get it, for $10 in the pharmacy, well, you're not really buying a pure essential oil. And the very sad and misleading thing is that it takes only one drop of pure essential oil to get the label 100% pure. So people say, but it says 100% pure. So you have to know the company, you have to know that the oils are tested and that they're proven to have the chemical makeup of the oil, because that's what makes them work. It's really science. It's not, a wonderful smelling fad. It's plant medicine.
Yes, it is plant medicine, and it's science, and it's chemically based. And I mean, and this knowledge about like misleading labeling is not only in the essential world. Anybody on this call probably already knows that it's out there when it comes to food products and organic and and that's why there is labelings now that are required for certified organic, certified gluten-free, all these different labelings that are necessary so that people know that they're ingesting and getting what is truly in the product.
Right.
So let's dive in. Winter wellness. So like the different things that come up in the winter time. I mean, it's cold now, and so our bodies are decreasing in temperature externally, and so like in Ayurveda, really one part of immunity is keeping the heat in the body so that you can keep producing the white blood cells and the immunity that the body creates to stay strong. And so it's interesting, a lot of the oils that we're going to talk about are heating oils. They're they keep the heat in the body. So the first one we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share the screen because I love how doTERRA shares it, but I'll just show you before I share the screen. It's the Guard Softgels, and then we're going to go into the individual oils that are in it, because it is an oil, and then it's an oil blend. So within that blend is all these individual oils, but it's these beautiful little soft gels. They're kind of small, so they're easy to swallow. We also make it in this beadlet form, which is how my younger kids take it, and they're really tiny. So I feel like it's like
That,
can you see that?
yeah, that's how I taught my kids how to swallow pills, was on the beadlets.
Right?
They're tiny. It's half the size of a Tic Tac.
Yeah, they're so tiny. And some of my kids like to swallow them, and some of them you can pop them on your tongue and get the heating experience on your tongue. And my kids, they actually like the taste, and that it gives them that little bit of a zing in the mouth. So on guard, go ahead.
I didn't to interrupt, but I have a stupid question. I guess I always
No question is stupid.
Well, like now that you guys are talking about how during the winter months, one of the key things is to keep the heat in our body, and how our oils do that. Is that one of the main components why people get sick, because of the white blood cell count decreasing?
Well, for sure, white blood cell counts, if they're decreased, they're gonna get, that means their immunity's low, and they're more susceptible to getting sick. Cold in the body creates more of the phlegm, or that like sticky body fluids that you can hold in your throat and even in your stomach, and that produces a breeding ground for bacteria, and a place where invading organisms can come in and survive and reproduce. And so like On Guard, for example, like the beadlets that we just did, when you pop it in your mouth, it'll actually, like, I like the oil or the beadlet form if you do feel like sticky or congestion in the throat. Like, just talking about it, I feel like I need to swallow something down. I'm starting to get congested. Because so like and we'll talk about this in Tea Tree too, but like giving that exact exposure to the throat. I take the On Guard, and again, I'll tell you what's in it, but I take it every night before bed, and you swallow it down, and it goes into your stomach. So you're not getting any exposure in your throat. But the majority, I think they say 90% of your immunity is in your gut, in your stomach and your small intestine. So taking it internally in this form, where it goes right into the stomach and then passes into the small intestines relatively quickly, is great to do it this way every night during the winter months. And I'm going to share the screen because I want to say what exactly is in here, because this is not just On Guard. And that's why I love this product, because it's like, it has a blend of On Guard is wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, eucalyptus, right, Hannah? And lemon. That's the On Guard blend. And then in addition, they're adding black pepper, and I thought it had Melissa in it. Wait a minute, how come it doesn't say it? It does have Melissa, but for some reason it doesn't. It doesn't say it on here. I don't know why, but I'm reading the label and it has Melissa. So the On Guard blend is wild orange, which doTERRA is saying it protects the body against like seasonal threats. It also is a natural mental body lift, like it helps you to feel good. And according to Ayurveda, like getting rid of negative thoughts helps you to have less illness and disease in the body. So wild orange is a natural uplifter, right? Emotionally. Clove is in the On Guard blend, and it's heating. Clove is heating. So it supports the immune response and the strengthening of the immune system. I'm not doing black pepper yet because that's not actually in the blend, but it's in here. Cinnamon leaf is in the blend, also heating. So these are all herbs that you would drink in Ayurveda. You'd make a tea out of them. Cinnamon, clove, rosemary. chai. It's the chai tea that you drink. Eucalyptus leaf is cleansing and purifying, so it has antiviral, antibacterial properties. Oregano is an additional one to this On Guard soft blend. It's not in the On Guard oil. Oregano is just like, that is like, it's the strongest oil known to man. I feel like it's strong tasting, it's strong smelling, and it's just super boosting to the immune system. Oh, I don't have it sitting here with me by itself, but it's also very cleansing to the digestive tract, which your digestion and it working smoothly and well is so important for immune response and keeping you strong. Rosemary helps also support the digestive system. So that's why it's in the On Guard and in this blend. And then lemon oil, as we all know, it's an expectorant. It helps to clean out excess mucus. It's antibacterial. So
Well, here they're actually talking, it says lemon balm, which is, that's Melissa. Lemon balm leaf is Melissa.
That's right.
Melissa
So
has
there's not lemon in here. It's lemon balm leaf is Melissa, right?
Right. So there's our Melissa.
And Hannah's going to talk about Melissa's individually specifically. So, and that might be the next oil that we talk about. But I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Anything else that you want to share about? I mean, I take this every night in the winter months. It has oregano and black pepper in it, which you don't want to like take every day for the rest of your life. So you do want to take a break from it. So I take it during the really cold months. Like I started it now, we're in December, January, February. I might take it through March and then take a break from it. And I take one at night. And then my kids take the beadlets, one every morning before school.
I give my kids the On Guard capsules a couple of times. The soft gels a couple of times a week. It's the only way that I feel comfortable giving them the oregano oil or in regular capsules, because I don't mind taking oregano oil and a teaspoon of olive oil, but I do think that would totally get my kids off oil protocols if I did that to them, because the oregano is hot. It is hot. You feel it in your throat, in your mouth. It's like not for the light-hearted. And I know people who love it. I've had it in salad dressings. It's delicious. You could put one drop in an olive oil salad dressing on an entire salad for a family. It's a great way to use it. But I find the capsule, the gel cap, it's closed, it's easy, it's a medium size, it's easy to swallow. And I know they're done, it's in, and so I love giving them that. I feel very confident in those pills. I love them.
Yeah. And so in the US, it's probably not out in Israel yet. They have the On Guard chewable tablets.
Those sound awesome.
And it's On Guard, all the On Guard ingredients. And then it has an addition of vitamin C, but it's not it's not the soft gel, so it doesn't have oregano or black pepper or Melissa in it. And it just came as a sample in our last order.
Cool.
So it's just a little chewable white vitamin.
Cool.
I'll try it. It's like hard. It's kind of like a tart, sour candy. So just another way to get On Guard ingested by all the little people in our house and family.
Right. Another way that I've done it when someone's actually sick with like some kind of sore throat, irritation, scratchy, which is just saying is making me cough, is equal parts honey and coconut oil. And then I just soften it with a little, like on the stove a little bit, not cooking it, but just let it get nice and soft, stir it together. and then add a few drops of On Guard oil. And then I put them in a little silicone mold and put it in the freezer, and they're like homemade lozenges. So those are yummy. I really like it. It's like winter candy for me. My kids will eat the honey half because it totally separates, like top half, bottom half, honey, coconut oil. But the coconut oil, it's like makes it slippery in your throat. I find it to be like the most soothing thing on the throat. I love it. They're really great. It's fun.
You're amazing. You're amazing. I wish I did stuff like that. But I'm not. So I'll
Oils are
just keep
so
listening.
versatile, right? It's
I'll
like
keep
that is
listening
for
to what
sure.
that you do it.
I love playing with them. They're so versatile. You could do so much. So yeah, so I make those like kilo lozenges. So they're really fun.
Okay, so tell us, let's break down the On Guard, what's in the On Guard Softgels. We talked about the blend pretty good.
Right.
I don't think we need to go over those individually, but the addition, the black pepper in the On Guard Softgels, like, tell us the significance of black
Right.
pepper.
So black pepper, like you were talking about the heat, it is a very warming oil. I think the first time I used black pepper separately, it was to heat up my feet in the winter. The first year I was with doTERRA, I read that you can put it on your toes for people who have cold extremities, toes and fingers in the winter. Just literally put black pepper on your toes and then put your socks on, and it helps with the heat. So that's a big part of the black pepper. Black pepper also helps other oils work better. It's one of those partnering types for getting the heat going, getting things moving. It also is amazing for digestive health. Again, like that warm and spicy. Black pepper is actually the single most used spice in the entire world.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's simple. It's like everyone knows salt and pepper, and it's there. It has a lot of benefits to it. It's great for digestive health. On an emotional level, it helps to reduce feeling like anxious feelings and uncertainty. I think going back again to that warming, calming. And one of the things it's very famous for is that it helps with nicotine addiction on its own, not in the On Guard, but inhaling it. There are many tests you can read about on PubMed that how people use it and inhaled it in different vapor kinds to get over their nicotine addiction. I like it in my coffee. It's a great way to get that digestive combination in your coffee. You get the energy up, and it's like helping with the digestion in the morning because of its like to help with the addiction. When I do go off coffee a few times a year, I put it in my tea, and I find that it really helps because it's a nice hearty, both hearty aroma. I'll put it in black tea or brown tea, and it's very satisfying. So if anyone's trying to get off coffee, that's a good one to use. It's also great, like with deep blue, like or turmeric for a massage blend for sore muscles. So all of those things you could like imagine the warming, how it does that and goes in and helps us in that way.
Right. So that kind of brings us back to like in Ayurveda, it's all about warming, and especially in the winter months. And if you're like feeling under the weather, or just maybe once a week, you want to give yourself kind of like a little massage after your shower to boost your immunity. There, you can do it topically, like she said, with so after you come out of the steamy shower and you stay kind of in the room where it's hot and warm, and you do a little bit of some kind of almond oil or coconut oil. I mean, more heating oils is olive oil or sesame oil or sunflower oil. And you do a little bit of that plain plant oil, and then you can add a drop of black pepper, a drop of, you mentioned deep blue, and what else did you say?
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Wow. You would smell like dinner possibly when you go to bed, but but, so maybe add like a little drop of frankincense or lavender, but give yourself like a body massage with that oil, and then get your cozy pajamas on and get in bed. So that in Ayurveda, that's called, it's kind of like a self Abianga is called, Abianga Oil Massage. And it really just pushes those oils and that heat into your body. And it's like putting just a little layer of pajamas on every cell. So it really, or every nerve really. And it just kind of quiets the nervous system and keeps the body warm. And that's a nice way to just keep your immunity up too. And then if you're feeling achy, because maybe you've picked something up, like a little bug, doing that massage after shower with those oils would really help with the achiness, right? The deep blue, add a little frankincense in there, and one drop of each is all you need. Deep blue, frankincense, turmeric, black pepper.
Right. And actually, if you're cold, you might want to avoid the deep blue. You could go for the aroma touch instead, because the marjoram is more like with these warming oils that we're talking about, that nice deep muscle relaxing. Like aroma touch is more of a wintry kind of oil because of that. And so great for sore muscles. And
deep blue, especially the deep blue rub, is really kind of chilly.
Right.
Chilly. So let's talk let's go into Melaleuca, also known as tea tree, and then we'll go to Melissa, because it feels like black pepper and Melissa are both a little complicated. So let's go into tea tree, which is like the Latin name of tea tree is Melaleuca, and some people know it by that, and most people know it by tea tree. And this is just such a versatile oil. It could be used all year long for almost everything. It's really medicinal smelling, but I love it, because I just know that it's like it's just like a wonder Superman, Superwoman oil. It pretty much, like, when in doubt, use tea tree is kind of one of my mottos. But this is one of the best ones, like for my kids when they're feeling like, or myself, when you start to feel a scratchy throat and you're like, oh no, like is this like onset of strep or some kind of bacteria that could then create something more complicated. I just gargle. One drop.
Yeah.
I just put some water in my mouth, drop one drop of tea tree into my mouth. Or if you don't have that type of aim yet, you can put a drop in water, put it in your mouth, gargle it, and
sorry, I missed the name of it. Sorry, wait, what are you holding?
Etzate. So etzate.
Etzate. Okay, tea tree oil. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Sorry, I misheard it. Okay.
That's okay. And and then you gargling it will help to stimulate and get it on the throat, wherever that little buildup is happening, and that growth of those invading organisms are occurring, and it helps the body to kick in and produce that immunity to get rid of it. And then you swallow it. Just swallow it down, because you can ingest tea tree, doTERRA's tea tree, not everybody else's tea tree, and swallow it down, and then you'll have it to help boost the gut immunity as well. We know that it can be used for all sorts of topical things, but today we're focusing on internal winter wellness. Anything you want to say else about tea tree?
Tea tree is the first essential oil I ever used before I had any idea about any of this. I was in college, and literally, I used it for my itchy ears because I had candida. I didn't know it was candida. No one was talking about candida then, but a friend said to me, why don't you try some tea tree? Get your finger out of your ear, stop scratching your ear all the time. And I never had relief like that. And literally since that day, I was in college, I have owned a bottle of tea tree oil ever since. Every single day of my life, I have never gone away overnight without a bottle of tea tree oil. So yeah, it's really just a must have. And I agree. I love the gargle. As soon as you feel something coming on, it's like, just get rid of it. Yeah. Just gargle it. And it does tend to just get rid of it very
It works
quickly.
every time, I feel like every time.
Amazing.
And my kids will do it. They don't love the taste, but they will do it.
Right.
The other thing that I really like with Melaleuca is we have a Neti Pot.
Neti Pot.
It's a
right.
little groovy, and some people think it's a little trippy, but it looks like a little teapot. I'm sorry I didn't bring it. And you put warm water with salt, and I usually put a drop of tea tree, and it's for when you have, you know, sinus buildup, congestion in the nose, or even like excess nassalid or runny nose. You can just use that little teapot, and instead of blowing your nose, it's like a enema for your nose, right?
Right.
And you
The
just-
teapot was a good visual.
but it does look like a little teapot, and you
does.
put it in one side, and it goes up your sinuses and out the other side with warm salt water and tea tree, and it just like you feel like
One
a brand
drop.
new.
One
One
drop.
drop. I don't even do one drop. I like tap it on my finger and stir it into the
Ah.
little pot, because it can give you like a wasabi head rush, like you just ate
That's
too much
true.
wasabi on your sushi. And it just cleans it out. You can breathe all night long. All my kids have done it. Even my 4-year-old at the age of 2, we would do it to her. We would have to actually straight jacket her kind of over, like hold her. My husband would hold her, and I would do it. And I would just
Wow.
keep reminding her, remember how great you feel afterwards? Remember how great you feel afterwards? And she's like, yes.
Oh.
And it would
You-
just get rid of the nasella. So that's another way I use Melaleuca. So let's
You
go
could
in-
really kind of do the same thing, sorry, without the water,
Yeah.
because sometimes in the spring we get so congested that my husband and I were both like, not the Neti Pot. I'm too congested for the Neti Pot. Because like when nothing's moving, sometimes you just feel it all stuck up there. You could really just drop a drop of tea tree oil in your hand and like sniff it right out.
Oh, wow, that's intense. But I'm
it
gonna
is
try it.
it's
I'm gonna
intense,
try it.
but it works. For those of
So
us that don't love Neti Pot.
Tell us about Melissa. So also known as lemon balm, as we learned just
Mhm.
earlier. And I knew
Right.
that, but I kind of forgot. So Melissa, it's one of the most high price
Expensive.
point oils. Yeah. So I
Why
recommend
is that?
if you get a monthly order and you get points, if you want to try Melissa, get it with your points.
Absolutely. And it used to not be available with points. So only like 2 or 3 years ago, they let you get Melissa with points. So use your
Mhm.
points for it. It's really expensive, but it's really worth it. And it's expensive because it's very hard to source. It actually has a 2-year growing cycle.
Mhm.
So lemon balm is an herb that grows in a lot of places. Like I have it outside my kitchen window, but it's obviously not medicinal, and it takes 66 pounds of leaf to produce this 5 ml bottle. So that's a ton, and it has a 2-year cycle. And a few years ago, an entire crop of doTERRA in Bulgaria was destroyed because there was too much rain, right? 2 years is a long time to not harvest a plant. And it's just a very simple herb. It's in the mint family. And because of its high price, it's hard to source, all these things. It is one of the most adulterated oils on the market. So, really, this is like, it's expensive, use doTERRA. It's one of those things, like if it's not expensive, it's not real. So it's also, it smells similar to lemongrass, and it's often cut with lemongrass and also citronella. So be careful and just really use doTERRA's Melissa. It's also known as the honeybee, or honeybees love it. So it's been around for thousands of years, and people use it. Actually, the leaves, they often rub it. Bee farmers will rub it in the hive to attract the bees, because bees absolutely love this oil. And interestingly,
I think it has a similar pheromone as the queen bee. I think that's why
Oh, yeah?
why it attracts
That's
all
why
the
they
honeybees.
love it.
Because all the tribe comes to the queen
Oh,
of bees, and so it has a similar pheromone or the way the bee attracts her tribe to her, so it's
uh-huh.
similar to that. Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So it is called the oil of light or the oil of illumination, and brings a lot of light and spirituality and joy. So in my researching it, I'll just say also, right, this is a great antiviral. And if you have like recurring type of virus that lays dormant in the body and comes out when your immune system is down or you're stressed out, Melissa is the best oil for that. And I have a friend who has recurring problem with that. And so she started taking the On Guard Softgels, and she has not had a problem with it since then, right, with the Zolsta virus. So that the On Guard is a great way to get it, because we're saying this is like one of the most expensive oils. So if you want your daily dose or weekly dose of Melissa, just take it in the soft gels. It's really a great way to get it. And
Anna,
I saw,
I'm letting you
Yeah.
take over for a second. One of my kids need me, so I'm just gonna mute
go ahead.
myself.
Okay. So I saw this amazing, the Melissa challenge when I was doing some research, and one person said that you put a drop of Melissa on the roof of your mouth every hour for 12 hours and write down how you're feeling after you do it. And she said that she only got to 6 drops and she went to sleep, whatever, it was nighttime, and she forgot about it. But she said by the 3rd drop, she was seeing things differently, that the fact that it's the oil of light and illumination, she said she was totally seeing things differently, way more joyful. So I tried it. I did my first drop 2 hours ago, and then I did my next drop before this, and I was exhausted, and it's been a long day. So I'm loving it, and I'm going to continue with that. And someone else in doTERRA said to do it for 21 days, not once every hour, but do 1 drop on the roof of your mouth or under your tongue for 21 days. So we'll see. I'm going to try to go for at least 6 in a row tomorrow, and we'll see how we do. It's a great immune booster. It's also great for focus, and it's great for any degenerative types of diseases that go along with not focusing. Brings clarity and clear thoughts and recall, and brings a calmness and a joy. So hopefully it's really worth all that it costs and entails, all the work that it takes to make this bottle. I think that it is. And I'm going to read a little bit about Melissa from my favorite essential oil book, Oils and Emotions, right, from the fabulous Amanda Porter. And it says that Melissa's enthusiasm is contagious. Through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer, individuals may feel they cannot help but let go of feelings of darkness, despair, and other low vibrations that are holding them down. It teaches the joy of living. So anyone who might suffer from a little bit of winter sadness, right? We have so much less sunlight in the winter. We need to use our uplifting, high vibrational oils. Can grab your Melissa oil. It's really super special. Great. I love it. Okay, so we're going to talk about next frankincense. Right?
Excuse me, how much
Yeah.
is the Melissa? Just curiosity.
I don't know.
I think it's around 100 euro, maybe.
100
I
euros.
think.
Keeping in mind that it's a 5 ml bottle. It's 134 euros wholesale. Use your points. Your points. Yeah. It's 140 points. So It's a good one. Or get it this month to bump you up to get your free frankincense, right? Because frankincense, there's the frankincense December promotion with the 200 point order. You would get a free 15 ml bottle of frankincense, which is amazing. You know, in the US, they have a different promotion. It's a 5 ml frankincense, 5 ml myrrh, and 5 ml holiday love, which is a new oil and sounds amazing. It's kind of like holiday joy, but also has vanilla and sounds amazing. It sounds really
Sounds
amazing.
delicious.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So frankincense, whether you get it this month or you already have one from your kit, is amazing. And this is one of those that you can add to anything really and just help things get better faster. Anything that's stuck, if you've been dealing with some respiratory function problems, some respiratory system, if you add frankincense, you can layer it right on the chest. I love, like, my favorite for respiratory problems is first a drop of frankincense on the chest, then a drop of marjoram on the chest, and then air or breathe, depending where you live. It's called air or breathe, and with some carrier oil and massaging all of that on. And that relaxes the area, takes care of it, opens it up. You have the air, the eucalyptus in it, all of the amazing respiratory oils. So that's a really great one. The frankincense you can use really for everything, whatever's going on. Like I said, it really adds to the healing quality of everything. It's also a great oil for focus and for recall and for your skin. We're going to stick to the winter. One of the ways I love to use frankincense in the winter, especially before bed, is I always take water upstairs to bed with me. And I love a warm cup of water with 1 drop of frankincense in it. And then if I wake up during the night, especially if I'm not feeling well, I just know I have it right next to me, and it's warm and it's pleasant and it's coating my throat, and I love it. And I know I'm going to wake up so much better.
Ooh,
That's
I'm
a
doing
good
that.
one for
I'm
winter.
gonna do that. I'm gonna start doing that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really, and also frankincense helps you remember your dreams, which I don't remember unless I'm using frankincense at night. So it's fun for that.
Amazing. So,
Yeah. What do you
did
want
we
to add
cover all
about
the, did we
frankincense?
cover all the oils at this point that we were gonna do today?
Did we talk about oregano? I know you talked about it a little bit.
Oh, right. We need to go over oregano a little bit more, but I'm having a child problem. Like the person that's supposed to pick her up she doesn't want to go with her. So I have to go, I have to leave.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave the Zoom call on.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And you guys take over for me. I love you all. Thank
We
you.
love you.
Bye.
We'll see you next
Thanks for
week.
this women's wellness.
Thank you.
Oh, I just want to announce for next week, it's going to be Wednesday instead of Tuesday. It's at the same time, 12 Mountain Standard Time, 9 o'clock in the evening, Israel time. It's actually an official doTERRA Europe webinar, and I'll be leading it, and it's Ayurveda and Essential Oils. And it's so in Ayurveda, we say dinacharya, it's your lifestyle, like your daily lifestyle. So I'll be leading a lesson on dinacharya and how to bring Ayurvedic remedies and essential oil remedies into your everyday schedule so that you're really consistent at health at this at a beautiful Ayurveda essential oil health schedule on a daily basis to bring you into alignment and keep you in alignment. So we'll be announcing that on all of our ways that we announce it with the Zoom link. So we'll let you guys know, but please get on that.
Awesome.
And thank you so much. Should I keep recording?
You could wait 1 minute because we're done anyway. It's 5 to 10. So we want to jump off. I feel like we talked about oregano. I just want to reiterate the safety protocols for using oregano, especially with children that it must be diluted, even if you put it on the feet, which is a great way to get it into people's bodies, to use a carrier oil. And certainly at the beginning, before you know how a person will react to it, because we're talking about all these warming and hot oils for the winter, and cinnamon also, which is why we should dilute the On Guard. You don't want hot oils directly on your skin, and you definitely do not want hot oils directly on a child's skin. And pregnant women need to also be careful with the hot oils. So, talk with us, ask whoever sent you to this webinar, like, don't just use hot oils. It's not lavender.
Right.
So be careful. And oregano is great internally in a capsule, in olive oil, and certainly in the On Guard soft gels. It's really like the easy, safe, and simple way to do it.
Amen. All right, everybody, I'm going to stop the video. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next
Thanks,
week.
everyone.